Good morning. The purpose of the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission's open meeting is for the Commission to consider the matters that have been duly posted in accordance with the Government in the Sunshine Act. Members of the public are invited to observe, which includes attending, listening, and taking notes, but does not include participating in the meeting or addressing the Commission. Actions that purposely interfere or attempt to interfere with the commencement or conducting of the meeting or inhibit the audience's ability to observe or listen to the meeting are not permitted. This includes attempts by audience members to address the Commission while the meeting is in progress. Any persons engaging in such behavior will be asked to leave the building. Anyone who refuses to leave voluntarily will be escorted from the building. Additionally, documents presented to the chairman, commissioners, and staff during the meeting will not become part of the official record in any commission proceeding, nor will they require further action by the commission. If you wish to comment on an ongoing proceeding before the commission, please visit our website for more information. Also, representatives from FERC's Office of Public Participation are located just outside of the commission meeting room to answer questions and assist the public with submission inquiries. Thank you for your cooperation.
Madam Secretary, we are ready to begin.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Commissioners. This is the time and place that has been noticed for the open meeting of the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission to consider the matters that have been duly posted by the Commission. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Commissioners, since the June 27, 2024 open meeting, the Commission has issued 66 notational orders.
Thank you, Madam Secretary, and good morning, everyone. I want to first begin by welcoming Commissioners C and Chang to their first open meeting. As I've said many times, the Commission functions best when we have a full complement of 5 commissioners, and I truly do look forward to working collaboratively with both of you, as well as Commissioner Rosner and Commissioner Christie. I also want to make an announcement today from our personal staff. I would like to announce that Byron Corum has joined my staff as a technical advisor. Many of you will recall that Byron worked for Commissioner Clements, and we are glad to add his talents to our team, and welcome. I want to acknowledge that we have some special guests here today from the Public Service Commission of the District of Columbia, my old commission. I would like to acknowledge that we have the summer interns from the DC PSC, and please stand up. I am glad that you've decided to dedicate your summer to learning more about public service and to come join us here at FERC. And I want you to know they're going to push you real hard to come to the DCPSC, but we're hiring. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And it's good to see my former colleagues as well. In addition, I guess I should note that yesterday we had an oversight hearing at the U.S. House of Representatives, which we had an opportunity to highlight the priorities of the Commission and exchange with our legislative oversight members on what we're doing for the American people. And so I want to thank all my colleagues for appearing as well. And as always, it's our duty to appear, and we're glad to do it. And it's always fun. Also, just a reminder of some upcoming technical conferences. First, we have staff-led interconnection workshops coming up September 10th and 11th. These workshops will bring together experts for the purposes of identifying and discussing potential innovations and efficiencies related to generator interconnection. Stay tuned for more detailed information. In addition, our annual Commissioner-led Reliability Technical Conference will be held on Wednesday, October 16, 2024, from approximately 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time. And finally, I'll note that Order Number 1977 becomes effective on Monday. We look to the best practices from 80 years of siting pipelines to update comprehensive permitting processes for eligible transmission projects in the National Interest Electricity Transmission Corridors. Order Number 1977 focuses on the engagement with landowners, tribal communities, and with environmental justice communities and other stakeholders. On Monday, we are releasing a pamphlet explaining the Commission's permitting process with a focus on concerns of landowners and other stakeholders. We want all stakeholders to be a part of decisions to build the grid of the future for our modern economy. And with that, I will now turn to my colleagues for their opening statements. Commissioner Christie.
Well, I'm in the weird position. You know, I started here only about 3 years ago when I was the new guy. We have an acronym for that in the Marine Corps. But, and I'm like the most senior members. It's really sort of bizarre when you think the turnover. I mean, little over 3 years, and we've had that much turnover. But it's wonderful that we have, for the first time, I guess, in 2 years, we have 5. So it's been 2 years since we've had all 5 members. So I want to just welcome Commissioner Chang. Known her from her Brattle days and going to Bill Hogan's seminars at Harvard. And Commissioner C, West Virginian, Michigander by way of West Virginia. So you hit 2 bells with me because my wife's from Michigan. And of course, Commissioner Rosner. So it is wonderful to have all 3 of you here and to actually have 5. And there's just no empty seats up here. It's sort of a weird feeling. But welcome to all of you, and I think it's great that you're here, and so we look forward to having to find 3 votes on everything. So it makes it easier. So welcome all of you. That's it.
Thank you, Commissioner Christie. Commissioner Rosner.
Thank you, Chairman, and good morning, all. I'd like to echo Chairman Phillips and Commissioner Christie's welcome to our new colleagues, Commissioner C and Commissioner Chang. We could not have a better cohort of commissioners, and I know you both will bring your diverse expertise and experience that's going to improve our work. So it's been a pleasure getting to know both of you over the past 2 weeks, and through the confirmation process and through our hearing yesterday, and I just really look forward to working with both of you and your staff as you settle in, and frankly as I settle in also. So I also want to just quickly extend my thanks to the House Energy and Commerce Committee and the subcommittee for hosting the hearing yesterday. It was an honor to participate. And thank you especially to the Office of External Affairs team for all their support getting ready. I have a few staffing announcements, so, you know, continuing with the theme of welcome, I want to first welcome Henry Engelstein, who recently joined our office as a legal advisor. Henry's bringing significant legal experience from his time clerking in the Commission's Office of Administrative Law Judges, and more recently, his time working in the Office of General Counsel in the Energy Markets Division. So welcome, Henry. And then next, I'd like to welcome Ariel Schwartz, who has joined as a technical advisor. And Ariel brings a wealth of experience from the Commission's Office of Energy Market Regulation. And before that, really diverse experience on energy, including recently with the International Energy Program at NARUC. So welcome, Ariel. And then last but not least, a familiar face, Alex de Taboada, has joined our office as a special advisor. And you all know Alex for his expertise within the building as an operations guru. And he's coming with a lot of experience from his years working with former Commissioner Clements. So welcome, Henry, Ariel, and Alex. And almost done here. Thank you, Chairman Phillips, for holding the upcoming technical conferences on interconnection and reliability in September and October. These are both really important topics, and I look forward to both of those events. And on today's agenda, I don't have any specific comments. I think the orders speak for themselves. It's been a pleasure to work on them. So thank you, Commission staff, team, and all the advisors for making it happen and getting us a 10 a.m. start time today. That's really wonderful. I'm just very excited to work with the new group. So thank you very much.
And thank you, Commissioner Rosner. You know, you say that, and folks will think we don't start on time all the time. Commissioner C.
Well, good morning. I'm delighted to be here as a commissioner for my first open meeting. It's a true honor to be serving in this role. When I was leaving my prior position last month, one of my former state agency clients said it well. He said, Lindsay, if you told me that being an energy regulator had been your dream since you were a little kid, honestly, I would have been very worried about you. But he also said, I'm so glad that your career path has taken you here. And I found that amusing, but it also lined up with what I've been remembering about my first experience with FERC. After law school, I clerked with a judge here in DC, and when he would come back from conferences where they would divvy up which judges were writing which opinions, whenever he got a FERC opinion, we always seemed to think at the time he had drawn the shortest of the short straws. But even then, there were clues that I was probably wrong about that, because I remember being impressed at that time with the attorneys who argued those cases, with how incredibly sharp they were, how much they cared about these issues. And I still remember what it felt like to wrestle through my first FERC opinion when I was assigned as a clerk. It was a pipeline issue. It was very complex. But I came away with a profound sense for how deeply important these issues are and how they affect real people's lives in real ways. So sitting here today, and after all the energy cases I've worked on since on the litigation side, I couldn't be happier to admit how wrong I was as my clerkship era self, and I couldn't agree more with my former clients that I'm so happy for the path that's taken me here. So today, I will not be participating in the docket items, though I'm eager to start voting on these important issues in short order, given the short time frame between my swearing in and this meeting. I didn't feel that I had the time to adequately prepare that reasoned decision-making requires and that, frankly, these important issues deserve. So I'm looking forward to participating fully at the next meeting, and I'll also defer introducing my staff until then as I'm finalizing the last few positions now. But in the meantime, I'd like to take just a few moments to say some important thank yous and offer some general comments. I'm grateful to President Biden for nominating me to this position and to Leader McConnell for recommending that he should. I'm going to strive to live up to the great confidence that they have placed in me. I'm also so glad for Senator Manchin's support throughout the confirmation process, not only but especially as an adopted West Virginian, as I've spent the last 7 years in Charleston. And I also want to thank Senator Barrasso for his strong support throughout the process, and to the committee staff who were so gracious in their help, advice, and encouragement. To the chairman and my fellow commissioners, I've really appreciated your warm welcome and your advice, Chairman Phillips and Commissioner Christie, and Commissioners Rosner and Chang. I couldn't have asked for a better set of fellow nominees throughout this process the past few months, and I'm really excited to count you as colleagues as well. I'm also deeply grateful to so many people here at FERC, Benjamin Williams, Annalise Rickard, and everyone in the Office of External Affairs. So many people from IT and HR and the administrative offices who've made onboarding so smooth, and to all the directors and staff across the office who have been so generous with their time and advice, both before and after starting. You never really know what a new job is going to be like until you get there, but you know that the people are going to make or break it. And it didn't take me very long to realize that I feel like I have struck the jackpot here when it comes to that with the people all across this great agency. So as I approach the work that we're doing together, I'm very eager for the many critical issues the Commission has ahead of it. The energy sector, of course, is seeing a time of dynamic change with grid stressors from extreme weather and otherwise, new and challenging load needs on the demand side, and promising new technologies combined with sobering realities for many of the nation's traditional sources on the supply side. I aim to approach all of that with a pragmatic eye for all the complexities and nuance of this area of law and policy, and there are many. FERC's fundamental job is to do our part to keep the lights on. I've never forgotten that first experience with a FERC case, realizing that energy policy is about as practical as it gets when it comes to an area that directly touches Americans' day-to-day lives. So what ensures reliability and what protects affordability are my guiding lights. I'm also focused on FERC's specific roles in this regulatory space. Like most of my colleagues, actually, I bring some time in state government service with me to this position. In West Virginia's Attorney General office, I worked closely with that state and many others across the country and learned a lot about regional differences in the state's varying needs and priorities, areas of commonality and deep disagreement. I bring that respect for the balance of state and federal power in the energy space specifically with me to this role. So I'll be aiming to support the states in their critical decisions and to do our job well from the different vantage point of a federal agency. Relatedly, I'm also mindful that, unlike the states, a federal agency has only the power Congress delegates to it. So what do our statutes say about that is another common question for me as I take up this work. I believe that focus is necessary in light of our system of government, but it also helps clarify the task at hand. Understanding where FERC's jurisdiction begins and ends keeps us focused on what matters most. And there is an awful lot of what matters most in FERC's important mission, and I'm very grateful to get to be part of that. So lastly, and I promise quickly, there's a couple of non-substantive guiding lights that I hope will guide my time here as well. And they also stem from that clerkship that first introduced me to FERC. I had the great privilege of clerking for the now retired Judge Thomas Griffith, who is one of the sharpest thinkers, clearest writers, and best humans I know. And the past few weeks, there have been 3 things that I have been thinking about as I take on this position I learned from him. First, he taught me that learning how to say, I don't know, is one of the hardest but most important things that we can do in any job. And I think one of the great benefits of a 5-member commission, as well as the 1,500 people who really help make this place run, is to be able to bring our particular experience to bear while learning from each other. So I expect my fair share of I don't know moments in the months and years ahead, and I'm already grateful for this broader team to learn from and help make each other sharper. Second, my judge modeled for me what it means to disagree well. He had deep friendships with colleagues no matter how often they dissented from each other's opinions. And he set the example for collegiality that, frankly, I've already seen that spirit from my new colleagues, and I hope will only continue in our work together. Giving each other the presumption of goodwill and understanding that just because sometimes we may see a case differently doesn't mean we're not all sincerely striving to do the right thing. And lastly, my judge impressed on me the importance of the federal oath that I took in this position. It was impossible at my swearing in not to think about how seriously he took the oath that he had taken. FERC's work is the people's work. It deserves hard work, careful attention, and the best I can bring it. So I'm humbled by this responsibility. I will be endeavoring my best to do just that, and I'm very excited to be part of a broader commission who is committed to the same things. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner C, for your thoughtful comments. Commissioner Chang.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, everyone, and so honored and pleased to be in the seat with these distinguished colleagues of mine, and it's definitely a privilege to be at this table. And I thank President Biden and Senator Manchin and Senator Barrasso and the full Senate for the confirmation process. I also want to thank my family who has really stuck with me not only through the confirmation process and getting me to DC from Boston, but also the 20+ years of working late nights while the kids are at home, and with my husband supporting me all along the way. So this journey is not just mine, but really all of theirs. I'm excited, of course, to be at this table, and this is my first meeting, and I've received so many warm welcomes from definitely the chair and my co-commissioners, but all of the staff, from the people that I have been able to meet with, from the people just along the hallways, and the warm welcome just speaks about what kind of a place of work this really is. And I'm just so honored and pleased to be here. What a way to start. The last couple weeks, I got sworn in Monday before this week, and immediately preparing for the the oversight hearing, and with my colleagues, but also with my team members, and really getting prepared for that, and then for today. I want to thank you, Chairman Phillips, for your warm welcome, your staff's warm welcome, and Commissioner Christie, who I've known for many years, and all of their full staff support to get me stood up, essentially. We have already begun to work together, so collaboratively. And I've gone through the confirmation process, as you heard, with Commissioner Rosner and Commissioner C, and I had the pleasure to really get to know them a little bit, really under pressure. So I'm really looking forward to working together. And I am super optimistic that the 5 of us will work very well together under the leadership of Chairman Phillips. And just, not only the last couple of weeks, but even through the confirmation hearing, just supported all of that. So I'm so pleased to be part of this team. I want to introduce my interim staff member right here with me, Emily Beard, if you just want to raise your hand, Kat Caljohan, she had to teach me how to say that properly, Kath Radcliffe, and Stephen Wellner, and they really are I would be so lost without them here. And I think people have warned me about that before I started, but really without them, I would be so lost from where to get the badge and how to get, how to get into my computer, to all the details about the standard procedure, the legal requirements placed on FERC and FERC's actions, and the status of all the cases that come before FERC, and also the ones that we're about to discuss in the future months. And I want to thank Matt Christensen and your team, as well as Jed Hart from the Office of Energy Markets Regulation, and also Benjamin. I just saw you earlier. Hi, Benjamin. Thank you for your office's support of not only the confirmation hearing and the preparation, but also lending me the great people here that's helped me to get to just today. And I also want to thank your staff, because I know when we pull some people to help me, there are other people who are standing in their roles or picking up where they left off. So thank you for all of that. Given this is my first meeting, I want to touch briefly some of my priorities and perspectives about this job. Like my colleagues, reliability and affordability, of course, are the top priorities of here in the Commission. And I know a lot of the practitioners in the room, that's your top priority as well. Particularly at this juncture, having reliable electricity service is critical as our country experiences and anticipates a rapid growth in electricity consumption and usage from growing manufacturing, data centers, as well as electrification of transportation and heating. So it is imperative that we meet these demands while keeping our systems reliable and resilient to the increasing frequent and severe extreme weather events. And I know these are the challenges of our times, and I'm so looking forward to working with this group to address some of these issues, and of course the stakeholders addressing these issues. In the context of serving the growing electricity needs of this growing economy in this country, another one of my priorities is to continue the good work that this Commission has already started to do and have been doing for a while to adapt the transmission planning and the interconnection rules in the organized wholesale electricity markets and the reliability standards that NERC oversees to responsibly manage the ongoing energy transition that we find ourselves facing. I will take my expertise and experience and apply them to ensuring a robust and reliable transmission system, including the use of advanced technologies to deliver affordable energy for all consumers. This is paramount to the economic growth of our nation, and this is how the United States will continue to lead the world and compete on the global stage in technological innovation and infrastructure development. This is our time to really take the challenges that I spoke just about and really take it forward. So as you have heard, we come with diverse set of experiences and perspectives from the 5 commissioners here. This diversity brings healthy and robust debates and thoroughly consider the issues and the matters come before us. And I really look forward to sharing this experience. And as Commissioner C mentioned, just because we might debate each other doesn't mean we can't work collegially together, and I'm very hopeful that we will. In addition, I very much look forward to engaging with stakeholders and the communities that are involved with and are affected by the Commission's work and the industry's work. So working collaboratively and closely with my colleagues to ensure that we provide clear, timely, and thoughtful guidance to the industry as we collectively work through challenges associated with developing the energy infrastructure that we need to advance the economy and reliably serve the American people. I'm quickly setting up my office to participate. However, for today, I will not be voting. These are very important issues, as Commissioner C mentioned, and I want to dig in really deeply, and those that have worked with me in the past know I want to fully understand the issues and understand what the implications are of our actions before voting on cases. So I'm planning to do so over the next few weeks. So with that, thank you very much, Chairman, and I hand it back to you.
Thank you, Commissioner Chang. And again, welcome all commissioners, and welcome to your staff, both the old faces and some of the new faces to the 11th floor. We welcome you. Okay, with that, Madam Secretary, we are ready to move to the consent agenda.
Since the issuance of the Sunshine Act notice on July 18, 2024, no items have been stricken from this morning's agenda. Your consent agenda for this morning is as follows: E1, E2, E3, E4, E5, E6, E7, E8, E9, E10, E13, E14, E15, E16, E17, and E18. Gas item, G1. Hydro items, H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6, H7, H8, and H9. Certificate item, C1. As to E9, Commissioner Christie is concurring with a separate statement. And as to E10, Commissioner Christie is dissenting with a separate statement. Noting that Commissioners C and Chang are not participating in this morning's items, we will now take on a vote on this morning's consent agenda. The vote begins with Commissioner Rosner.
I vote aye.
Commissioner Christie.
Noting my separate statements in E9 and E10, I vote aye.
And Chairman Phillips.
I vote aye.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. That concludes today's items for consideration.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. I can get to like this a little bit. So with that, we've now reached the end of our meeting. Before we conclude, I want to allow our colleagues an opportunity to have any closing statements, starting with Commissioner Christie.
No closing statements.
Waves off.
Welcome our new guys.
Thank you. Commissioner Rosner.
Nothing here, thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner C.
Nothing here.
Commissioner Chang.
Nothing here, thank you.
We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thanks.
There you go.